So yeah, welcome to part 2 of the Ikki Tousen Dragon Destiny review, where there will be major spoilers from this point forward. The reason why I didn't mention a lot of heavy spoilers in part 1 is because I want a basic review that almost anyone can watch without having it ruined for them, just in case they're interested to see Dragon Destiny regardless. So if you hate spoilers and is interested to see Ikki Tousen Dragon Destiny with more of an open mind, you can go ahead and just not watch this video, wait till you're done with the series or something. The reason why there's going to be spoilers here is because I want to elaborate in some pros and cons in great detail, because this series and I, well, we have a bit of a history. I've heard about this anime before from certain reviewers, and they said this was a pretty bad anime. One of the ones I want to cite is Magus X1. I believe that was the first review I saw from him, and there were several other reviews like Jesu Otaku and this other YouTube user. I think it's like Gigik or GIGGUK. That's how you spell his YouTube username. That review, and I remember seeing Jesu Otaku's like after my review was uploaded. So I could just gather that the series, though it probably does have a level of popularity, it's a universally panned series by, well, most of its Western audience. And after viewing this anime myself to its entirety, or at least the first season, all 13 episodes, I couldn't help but agree, and like I said in my previous review, I still do. It was just not that good of an anime, and it still is like on the bottom of my barrel when it comes to bad anime I've witnessed in my lifetime. But there was something I did say in my review, and I'm going to play that little audio clip right now.
I tried to like this anime too. I tried to give it a chance. I tried to see what my friends liked it.
While Multifire told me that the review is pretty bad in retrospect, and I can't help but agree, I did at least try to give the show a chance, and I did want to like it, mind you. And when it comes to Dragon Destiny, the case was no different. I wanted to give it a second chance. I did not pick up the DVD and fork over some of my money and time just so I would hate it and make a little rant view of it on YouTube. I don't want to make that same mistake I made with Green Green. So yeah, I did go into Ikki Tousen with a little more optimism. Not a lot, just a tad more. So my expectations were just high enough so I can just enjoy it. Not to expect a good artistic film like a Miyazaki film or fucking Cowboy Bebop. I could just appreciate it for being a dumb fan service fighter with decent animation and maybe a few interesting characters. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. So if I liked it, why am I going to make mention some cons against this show? Couple reasons really. One, to be fair, this show is not going to appeal to everybody. I can understand that, and I'm not going to attack anyone who dislikes this show, despite the wide hate on going towards the show. In fact, I heard that they're just making another OVA series of Ikki Tousen, and I saw some comments on ANN's Facebook, and everyone's like, "Oh dear God, why?" But anyways, to be fair, I'm not going to tell you that this is really a great anime, or you just don't get it, or you should shut your brain off argument. I'm not going to use that argument. There is a chance that you may not like this anime. There's just that slight chance. And two, there's probably going to be some subs and fans of mine that are going to catch a big contradiction of what I said about Dragon Destiny earlier. And yes, I did talk about Ikki Tousen Dragon Destiny in a very, very long vlog, but I'm only going to play the clip that's relevant to that anime. And just that. And here's what I said about it before I finished watching it.
Next up on the list is Ikki Tousen Dragon Destiny. How the hell did that get in there? How much money did that piss away on this one again?
$25, I think it was.
Oh, bullshit. It had to be less than that.
I remember you saying it was 25. I could be wrong.
Oh, it probably is. Uh,
You bought it because it was cheap too. I remember that.
yeah, that too. I have a sadistic nature in myself. Sometimes I do like to watch shitty anime, and plus there's always that off chance that, this series might actually be good. And for one reason or another, I thought the later seasons, which had a completely different animation studio to it, would probably improve. It looked that way by the first episode, but then afterwards it just started going downhill to the point where I'm at a stopping point halfway into the series. I was actually watching this show pretty frequently, in hopes that it will actually get really, really good. And while it had the potential to be pretty damn good, it screws me over in one way or another. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to give out the examples of it because some of it is too nasty.
Every day you would call me up and just be like, "Well, it still sucks."
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I just got through the fourth episode. My God, this show just not getting any better. I don't know, and it looks like that. It looks like it's going to improve by the next episode I'm going to watch. But I know I'm deluding myself at that point. I will tell you this: I can actually list more things I like about Dragon Destiny over the first season. So yes, by comparison, I do like the second season more than the first one so far. But that's not saying much. So I'm going to say, no, I don't like this. I do regret pissing that money away, but then again, I don't really care anymore since that was a while ago.
I do apologize for the length of the clip. I forgot I did talk extensively about it for over a minute. Anyways, so yeah, there was actually some moments in the anime that ticked me off some that I wasn't even going to finish watching the series. Hell, there probably would have been a chance I traded it back in before I even finished it. So two things, however, kind of motivated me to watch it again. One, I did rewatch it with a couple of friends on the intention of bashing it, and I did mention to them that this was a pretty bad anime, and they're not really familiar with the series before. And one of my friends, I don't know if I can quote him correctly, but he said, when I said that the show was abysmal, and this was right after Garzi Swing, mind you, he said, "I don't know, Billy. This show is no way, shape, or form anything good, but at least it's somehow enjoyable to watch." So I kind of took those words into consideration. I decided to rewatch some more episodes on my own, then watch what I did, and watch more of what I didn't view previously. The second half of the series, episodes 7 through 12. Mostly because, well, the subscribers voted for that anime for it to be reviewed by me because they remembered my first Ikki Tousen review. And if it wasn't for those guys, I probably would have never gotten around to watching it and ended up liking it at the end. As bad of an anime as it was. Wow, that was too long of an intro. God damn. Wow, I knew I was going to talk about this show a lot, but I didn't know it'd be this much. Anyway, now to get shit off the ground. What caused me to drop this show, or almost nearly dropped it? Well, I did watch the first episode on Media Blaster's website as they were trying to advertise this anime, and the first episode was actually really, really good. The animation for some of the action sequences were nice. Characters were moving in the background where we were introduced to Seito High School. We get to meet Ryubi and Chohi, and we get reintroduced to Kanu, and like I said, Kanu is like my top favorite character in that series. Well, now she is, after what she did, after her role expanded in this anime. So yeah, the first episode probably raised my expectations just a wee bit higher than they should have been. Because episode 2 kind of took a small bit of a nosedive. At the beginning of episode 2, we see Soso and Kakutan relaxing after taking on an ambush that was meant to go after Soso. They tried to walk back to safety, but then they were confronted by an assassin named Yosaji from Yoshu Private School that was out to kill Soso as well. Kakutan manages to hold off the fight pretty well, but unfortunately he loses his left eye, and this drove Soso to a rage where his dragon was activated, and he ended up killing the assassin. It was a pretty decently done dramatic scene, but here's how they really screwed this up. In between cuts of that particular scene, we cut to one of the other members of Kyosho Academy screwing the strategist of Rakio High School, Bumakaku. We actually get some R-rated porn thrown into the mix of this, and it's hilarious because they were talking about their plans while they were doing it too. I was like, man, that was just awkward. Then later on, we get another action sequence with Seito fighting off an attack from Kyosho Academy. And then we get introduced to some pervert with a 3-section staff who just can't stop talking about boobs. I'm not exaggerating that at all. Thankfully, he gets his ass kicked in that episode, and he probably dies in the episode later on after Soso knocked him out because he wouldn't shut the hell up about boobies. However, the action sequence in that episode just really did not come off as interesting and exciting, nowhere near as on the first episode's quality. And of course, there was some cutaway fighting, just like my big issue with the first season of Ikki Tousen. So yeah, there were times where the animation was below average, and those times made me lose faith in this show being in any way, shape, or form redeemable by my standards. Sorry, that intro was way too long. I wish I had more to talk about. Unfortunately, YouTube won't allow me to upload videos past 15 minutes, so more will have to be continued in part 3. By the way, I will get the DBZ Kai review out sometime next week. I'm actually almost done watching the 13 episodes I got. So for those who are looking forward to that review, don't worry, you will get it soon. You might get it sometime in between talking about Ikki Tousen. I will try to get the 3rd review out, and I might do another list of requests. Alright, with that said, just Dark Scream 217 sign out for now.